The Skinner Auto Group in Richfield Springs and Turnbull Insurance Service since 1866 present Mohawk Valley Living, exploring the arts, culture, and heritage of our region. A special good morning to Mark and Carly watching in Utica.
Good morning and welcome to Mohawk Valley Living. We are in Holland Patent today. We came here 5 years ago, and believe it or not, back then we were in snow up to our knees. Look at it today. It's almost like summer. We're going to be visiting a few very interesting places, so be sure to stay tuned.
Freight train runs through this town at 5:30. Railroad bums, hobos, freeloaders, tattered and dirty. Free life is all they will ever need. But for me,
Today at 2:30, the Syracuse Symphony and the Stan Colella Orchestra present a concert of big band favorites, made famous by Benny Goodman, Glenn Miller, Cab Calloway, and Duke Ellington. Tickets available at the door for big band favorites today at the Capitol Theater in Rome. Watch Mohawk Valley Living every Sunday at 7:30 a.m. and 11:35 p.m. on WKTV. And check out what's new on MohawkValleyLiving.com.
and the sadness in my heart will always.
It's time for the Skinner Auto Group road trip. It's truck month, so we stop into Skinner Auto in Richfield Springs to see Roger, who's busy touring the new inventory with longtime customers. This week we head east of Rome and north of Utica to the village of Holland Patent. On our way, we travel Route 291 through Marcy and stop in the hamlet of Stittville at Dynavac Equipment. Dynavac is a manufacturer of sewer cleaning and vacuum pump equipment. Their niche is building tanks to fit their customers' needs, with the hoses, pumps, and other accessories each custom job requires.
I'm a mechanical engineer. I went to SUNY IT, Mohawk Valley Community College. After college, I went to work for a manufacturing company in Sherrill. I designed small vacuum pumps, and the company wanted me to pursue other industries. I found the sewer cleaning industry and got an idea to start something here. We make the tanks, we roll the barrels, we do all the welding, the steel fabrication, we design our own hydraulic systems, electrical systems, we paint, and we do all the final assembly. So we're one of the few manufacturers around that we can say we manufacture everything right in-house. We ship equipment everywhere. We've got machines in Iraq, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, all across the United States. We cater to the municipal industry, contractors, people like Roto-Rooter, and a variety, anybody that pumps any type of wastewater, has to clean catch basins, grease traps. I saw the market. I mean, I saw the opportunity to get into this market. I wanted to be my own boss, and I fell into a great opportunity.
Once again, it was fascinating to find in our own backyard a manufacturing outfit that, you have to see it to believe it. We saw this come in as a piece of steel and end up as a shiny painted tank. And it all is done right here. It's amazing.
Stay tuned after the break for our road trip to Holland Patent. Skinner Auto in Richfield Springs is your Ford store and your local dealer for Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge. You'll find a dedicated sales team ready to serve you and help you find the right vehicle to fit your style and budget. Skinner Auto in Richfield Springs. Now you're thinking smart. In 1866, James B. Turnbull walked to farms and villages to visit his customers, earning their trust. Today, the fourth generation of Turnbulls continue that dedication, tailoring a life insurance plan to suit your unique needs and priorities. Turn to the company that is out there to earn your trust. Turn to Turnbull. Allie Lynn's Home and Accessories for distinctive gifts. For the whimsical. For the bride. For American made. Allie Lynn's Home and Accessories, West Park Row in Clinton. Why do contractors and do-it-yourselfers shop Lincoln Davies? It's the superior grade lumber, the value for the money, the 140 years and 6 generations of customer service. Since 1872, Lincoln Davies has delivered superior lumber, value, and service, and they're not about to change things now. Celebrating 140 years at the same location, just 10 minutes south of New Hartford on Summit Road between routes 12 and 8. Lincoln Davies, building them like they used to. Visit Chester's Flowers in Utica for a healthy dose of springtime. Fresh, fragrant flowers are always featured, and the greenhouses are filled with seasonal flowering and lasting tropical plants. Show your love with a floral gift from Chester's. Call Yannick Excavating for all your residential and commercial projects, from new construction and land clearing to septic systems, driveways, basements, ponds, and topsoil. Visit yannickexcavating.com. You'll find treasure around every corner at Cobbler & Company. 12 rooms filled with eclectic gifts for your friends and family, home and garden. Cobbler & Company in historic downtown Sharon Springs.
Julia Margaret, dress me up in red. I wanna be a woman in a picture. Hey Julia, how I love your name. I wanna be a woman in your
Holland Patent was founded in 1797, and like many of the villages we visit, we can only begin to brush the surface of this community's rich and unique history. We visit the village historian in the restored 1890 Holland Patent Railroad Station.
Well, Holland Patent is unique in the fact that it was named after Lord Holland. He was one of the few holdouts that was for the colonies during the Revolutionary War, so he was able to keep his land. And so he was able to sell it. He sold it to several gentlemen from Connecticut, and they moved here and they set up, they put money or property aside for the village park. Seth Johnson put a couple acres away for the cemetery. Well, the train came through Holland Patent in 1854, and we assume that the depot was built about that time. It went through a lot of changes, and we haven't been able to find out much about the changes, but I'd say maybe 10, 15 years ago, they redid the depot to make it into an office. They had a $70,000 grant, and it was quite the affair when it was commissioned. The Lieutenant Governor of the state came and dedicated it. It was a great thing, but it was all tried to restore it back to the way it was. And some of the doors, if you open them, there was the original graffiti that was there from the 1800s. So it's a neat thing.
Historically, being in this room is of intense interest because one of the people who came here many times because he had family in Holland Patent was President Grover Cleveland. So the President of the United States got off here and was in this very room when he came to Holland Patent. He also had a place in Clinton. When Grover Cleveland was only 16 years old, he moved here to Holland Patent with his family. It happened that his father, who was a traveling minister, was in ill health. He came here to become the permanent minister of the Presbyterian Church, and he gave one sermon and then he died. This welcoming community felt so badly about the situation that they raised money, I believe it was some $1,000, and they purchased this home behind me for Mrs. Cleveland and her 9 children, one of whom was Grover Cleveland.
There's something in you.
We visit the beautiful Holland Patent Cemetery on Main Street, where we meet the village treasurer and history buff, Ed Wardner. Ed shares interesting trivia about the cemetery on our way to the Cleveland gravesite.
We are here at the gravesite of Richard Cleveland and his wife Anne. Surprisingly, we find out here that he died when he was only 49 years old. This monument is also in memory of his sister Rose, who died at her post during World War I, right?
In 1918, yes.
In 1918 in Italy. It's also in memory of Grover's older brothers Richard and Lewis, who were lost at sea in a fire on the steamship Missouri.
I've seen a light from out of your bars in front of dozens more. Through those times I never felt the struggle between love and war. Touched my heart in many ways I've never felt before. So honey, reconsider this as you walk out the door. 'Cause I'd do anything for you. Yes, I do anything for you. If you ask me to swim the 7 seas or fight a crocodile, I'll pull on my swimming trunks just to see you smile.
Holland Patent was once called Public Square, named for the park which is the centerpiece of the village. It is now designated the Stone Church Historic District. 2 of the 4 remaining church buildings on the square are the historic twin churches.
They were built in, I believe, the early 1840s, probably around the same time as each other, out of limestone, which is native to this area. The Baptist Church and the Presbyterian Church, and they were part of the religious community in Holland Patent for a long time. The Baptist Church disbanded and then sold their building to the Presbyterians for $1. That's the story. And then it became part of our, that building was used as fellowship hall and Sunday school rooms. Today we have services at 10 a.m. Sunday school starts at 8:45 for children from age 3 through middle school age. On April 21st, we will have our 2nd annual Steuben Stock, which is a fundraiser for the church, held at the Steuben Town Hall. April 21st, 7 p.m. That's a Saturday evening. It's a concert featuring lots of local entertainment and lots of good food.
Mark your calendars for Stubenstock on Saturday, April 21st. 12 bands, 1 night, only $8 to benefit the First Presbyterian Church of Holland Patent. For information, call 865-5754 or visit our website, MohawkValleyLiving.com.
Your face is always in my head. And I was wondering if someday you come back and maybe stay. 'Cause it was what you one time said.
Just past the village on Route 365 is the Wee Croft, which is Old English for very small farm. Friendly Brandon tells us how the farm began because his family wanted all-natural beef, and a trip to Scotland gave the farm its name. This small working farm produces all-natural grass-fed Highland beef, eggs, honey, maple syrup, and Brandon's mom's homemade jams and jellies.
The muffler and the cap, farewell, your Untitled girls, we never will come back. The mines they are closed, and the valleys they're all doomed. There's no work in the Ronda, boys, we'll be hunting soon.
We head back into the village for lunch at Grandy's, located in the old bank building. It is one of several Grandy's in the area, carrying on a 25-year tradition of Italian dining, and of course, their famous pizza.
Grandy's originates out of, like I said earlier, out of Rosario's in East Utica. That was a rock Grandy. From there, him and his brother branched out to, Phil took on Grandy's in Sequoia, and then they decided to do something together, branching out with, Holland Patent was the first. This opened in October of 1999. From there, they went on from here to Clinton, okay, and then West Milan. They also have Rome now. I started, like I said, about 20 years ago. I started with rock out of high school. Spent a couple years there. Went from there to other jobs. Got back. Me and Phil Grandy are very good friends. We're talking one day. I says, well, let me get my feet back in the door. So I go work with him off and on, help him out. And then I opened this in October of '99, and we start right from the dough. Our dough's made fresh every day. We grate our own cheese. We make our own sauce. Those are all original recipes out of Rosario's. It's just a lot of care. You really got to, you got to enjoy what you're doing. And if you don't enjoy what you're doing, is it ever going to reflect? Probably not. And that's my opinion.
Don't be fooled by the name Grandy's Pizzeria, because you come in here and it is a fine dining experience. Pizza, of course, is one of the things, but their menu, their specials are incredible. In particular, I had baked haddock. It was absolutely incredible, especially now that it's Lent. Come here and order one of their fish specials. You'll walk away totally satisfied. Sherry, our producer, is a fan of their greens. If you come in here and mention Mohawk Valley Living, correct? With your entree, whatever it might be, you'll get a free side order of greens for yourself. And trust me, well, I've said it before, it's worth driving way out here to Holland Patent to try them.
To see what we can see, traveling round the Mohawk Valley.
Before or after your lunch or dinner at Grandy's, be sure you head across the street to Adirondack Motor Books and Collectibles. This restored building is now filled with over 5,000 new, rare, and out-of-print automotive books, and New York State's largest selection of die-cast scale model vehicles.
I had a store similar to this in Vermont, moved the stuff here, and I opened up about a year and a half ago, right before Christmas. I had a lot of this stuff previously, and it encompasses my book collection. I'm an automotive historian writer. That's what I do for a living, which is kind of unusual. So the store allows me to have my books in one place in an orderly fashion, and I also have lots of magazines. So I can go out in the store when I need a book for an article I'm writing. And if somebody comes in and wants to buy a toy car or a book or something like that, I'm happy to accommodate them. And pretty much anything related to automobiles I'll have other than the actual cars. I'll have history books. The store I have 5,000 books on the shelves. I have 30,000 magazines, all dealing with automobile or automobile-related subjects, which includes cars, construction equipment, military vehicles, things like that. I also have, I did my inventory, I think I have 7,500 die-cast cars in various scales, and probably 400 or 500 plastic model cars. You either have to be wealthy or crazy to accumulate real cars. Many people, either they're in a museum or they have kind of a junkyard behind their house. Having small cars enables you to collect cars on a manageable scale. You can put them on a shelf in your house then. Yeah, I got one of those. And I think a lot of people are interested in that.
My first car was a hand-me-down. It was a 1958 Buick. And if my memory serves me correctly, I think I got about 2, maybe 4 miles to a gallon in that tank. My very first car that I bought was a 1966 GTO. It was a bluish green color. And I noticed that Mark has one of the models here for the 66 GTO. Wow, what a car that was. I regret the day that I sold it. I wish that I still had it.
Visit Adirondack Motor Books and Collectibles on Main Street in Holland Patent. Open every day from noon to 6.
So proud to call it my home. Oh, it's not what you take or give, and it's here I want to live. Yes, I'm making this valley my home.
The automobile has gone through many changes through the years, but the Turnbull family's commitment to local drivers has not. Researching and selecting the best coverage for you with unparalleled service, claims handling, and settlement. Turn to a local company with 4 generations of knowledge and experience. Turn to Turnbull.
Hi, Dr. Tom. Bringing your cat to the Paris Hill Cat Hospitals on Sundays is a part of Mohawk Valley Living. Come inside and see why.
Paris Hill Cat Hospital, this is Lindsay. How can I help you? Your cat is losing weight and you need an appointment, and you're only available on the weekend. Sure, I have an appointment Sunday with Dr. Karen. Does that fit into your schedule? Okay, we'll see you then. Thank you.
We're open 7 days a week because we know that your cat can become ill anytime. The Paris Hill Cat Hospital, quality care for your cats and kittens.
Call Maria's Pasta Shop to reserve your party trays for Palm Sunday and Easter. You and your guests will enjoy homemade lasagna, ravioli, manigot, or stuffed shells. Call 797-6835. Meelan's Meat Market has your Easter specialties like store-made hams and kielbasa, leg of lamb and roasts, featuring low-salt, low-fat smoked ham and kielbasa. Try their famous crown roast of pork or prime rib. Meelan's Meat Market, your one-stop shop at the Four Corners in Clark Mills. Where can you find fair trade, local, and organic gifts like Dean's Beans coffee, fresh bulk almonds and cashews, and hand-dipped candles and local pottery? Tom's Natural Foods in Clinton, naturally. The dessert booth is now open for dinner on Friday nights. Enjoy vegetarian seafood or the popular tapas, something for every taste and budget, at the dessert booth in Clinton. Visit the Little Falls Antique Center and the Shops at 25 West for an ever-changing selection of antiques and collectibles from over a dozen antique dealers. Upstairs at the shops, find over 30 more vendors like Gaia's Garden for altered clothing and paper products by some extremely creative women. And We Wear Vintage, vintage clothing and accessories for those who like to dress up. There's also Jake's Bakes, handmade wheat-free treats for your dog. Visit the Little Falls Antique Center and the Shops at 25 West on your next visit to beautiful Canal Place in Little Falls. Spring color is peeking through at the Village Crossing. It's a great time for sales on winter clearance items, making way for new spring fashions arriving daily at the Village Crossing in Clinton.
Traveling round the Mohawk Valley, we're going on a road trip.
Today at 2 o'clock, the Palace Players perform Neil Simon's classic comedy, The Odd Couple. Watch as neurotic neat freak Felix moves in with his friend Oscar, a messy sports writer. Doors open at 1:30 today at the Palace Theater on Utica Street in Hamilton.
Now that you're gone, now that you're gone, now that you're gone, I can give up on being with myself. It's time I start thinking about somebody else. Now that you're gone, now that you're gone.
Oneida County Telephone started in 1905, which was only about 30 years after the telephone itself was invented. They are one of the few independently owned telephone companies in the entire country.
Hand me down my cord of corn. Hand me down my cord of corn. I'm drunk as sure as you're born. My sins all taken away, taken away.
While in the village, we stop into the Rural Star, the bi-weekly paper produced by Parker Publications. They're busy working on the next issue that hits stands this Thursday. We head north of the village through the beautiful rolling hills on Thompson Road to Ellis Road. This is dairy country, and it's milking time, so we visit Full Circle Farm. This small family dairy is as neat as a pin.
This farmstead dates back to right after the Revolutionary War. We're originally from Dutchess County, and we started out as a little 4-H project with the kids. Started out with a couple of animals, and the next thing you know, we had a whole herd, and being down in Dutchess County got a little tough. There wasn't enough resources, so we had to move the farm up here where we can get more resources. My husband and I run the farm, and our kids help, and we have outside kids that like to come and help. A lot of the kids like to come and help us from the school, 2 local schools, and they come, and even when they don't have to work, they come and they like to hang out and help and just be a part of it. Our milk leaves here, goes to Queensboro and Canastota, and then 50% or more gets shipped to Johnstown, to the yogurt plant. 4:10, I get up around 4:10 and I come out and I turn the lights on, and we get the cows try to get their first cutting in before we go in and actually do chores. So it allows them time to just get them up and get them going. And then I go in and after I'm done with my coffee and I shower and everything, and we come back out and start doing chores probably around 5:30, and can be out anywhere from 8:30 till 10:30 depending on how the morning goes. And then you just come back in every hour to 2 hours and feed hay and sweep in, and probably around 3:30 is when the major chores start right back up, doing pens and feeding the animals and just going right back through what you did in the morning, just doing it again in the afternoon. 365 days a year, no holidays, Christmas, they don't care.
The next time you pick up a Queensboro dairy product, think of the Healy family and their hardworking crew at Full Circle Farm.
Traveling round the Mohawk Valley, we're going on a road trip. Go on along.
Here's what's hot on the lot at Skinner Auto. Check out the Chrysler 200 Touring with just announced 0% financing for 72 months, or take the $3,000 consumer rebate. Just one of the many great deals you'll find right now at Skinner Auto in Richfield Springs. Shop Shelter for handmade Adirondack furniture designed by craftsman Jim Kiefer. He works with you to create custom pieces to your specifications, from dining room and coffee tables to bookcases, beds, and bunks. Call or visit Shelter on Main Street in Old Forge. The Longaretta Law Firm, protecting your rights and advising you in matters of legal importance. Call for your free consultation, 735-6162. The Arkell Museum at Canajoharie brings great art and music to the Mohawk Valley. On March 25th, enjoy a concert with Gail Ross and Jerry Exline, and the Bluegrass Folk and Western Swing of Amy Gallatin and Stillwaters on March 31st. Call the Arkell Museum for tickets. Visit Trenton Teas for a delicious variety of fine teas, or arrange your own tea in the tea room. If you haven't been to a high tea, you're in luck. Trenton Teas is presenting a St. Patrick's High Tea on March 17th. Call 797-2181 for reservations. Expecting company? Just call Deansboro Superette. They prepare delicious Middle Eastern platters for any number of guests. Call 841-4377. Savor the flavor of authentic Southeast Asian cuisine at the Lotus Garden Noodle and Sushi House. The Pooh family welcomes you to lunch or dinner at the Lotus Garden, 339 Bleecker Street in downtown Utica. If you're in a collision, you need precision. Call your insurance company first and then choose Precision Unlimited, providing expert auto body collision repair since 1987 on Route 5 in Clinton. You'll find something for everyone at the Little Falls Antique Center and the shops at 25 West. 50 local vendors offer a wide range of items, like local novels at Gansevoort Books, your source for regional books and special orders. Find affordable, one-of-a-kind handmade furniture and a variety of pellet, wood, coal, and gas stoves at Granny's Country Crafts Arcadian Stoves and Gifts. From local books to decorative arts, home furnishings to food and kitchen items, and antiques galore. Keep your money local and your selection wide open at the Little Falls Antique Center and the shops at 25 West.
Crazy Teresa's got a smile on it.
We hope that you enjoyed today's show. I know for me that it was very, very gratifying to visit farms and to realize that the backbone of America is in these farms. They're such hardworking people. Were it not for them, we wouldn't have the food on our tables or the milk in our glasses. We hope that you enjoyed traveling with us today and that you will tune in again next week, and that between now and then, enjoy Mohawk Valley living.
What it is singing. Honey, honey, I got to know you. Ain't got no money, but I got plenty to show you. Honey, honey, meet me on the river road. Chichi Raposo got a head like a bean. He steers a T-bird like you never seen. Picks up the young